Welcome to the Andrew Collin Show. I'm your host, Andrew Collin. Got a fantastic show for you today. Real quick, Chicago, April 28th, 10 p.m. I will be at the IO Theater headlining. May 10th, I will be at the Orlando Improv. May 11th, I will be at the Tampa Improv. Yes, I am coming back to Florida, to my home state. I'm very excited. I think I'm going to jet ski there from California. I'm pretty excited, just going around Texas. I think that's how it works. Great show for you today. We have an amazing guest, a very requested guest. A lot of you guys are probably thinking, is it Elon Musk? Is he here? No, it's better. Rusty is here. Yes, my ex-business partner, still good friend. I think we both single-handedly took down the real estate market in 2008. We talk about partying. We talk about just the crazy shit that happened those 4 years where we went from having no money to what we thought was all the money. And then Brenna joins me. We talk about having sex in front of the mirror and how my body is disgusting and I can't handle it. And then we talk about self-driving cars. And then we ask each other some questions and we find out, do we love each other or do we hate each other? It's a great show. Thank you again so much for listening. I really do appreciate you guys. It's not lost on me that people are out there enjoying this show and letting me know. And it means a lot. All right. Have a great day. I don't know why I just said that. Okay. All right, this next guest, he comes highly requested by the audience, the fans. I've spoken about his name probably more than anyone from my life, more than my brothers, more than my parents. He's here in the not in the flesh, from his home in Florida. Rusty joins us, and he goes by one name like Madonna. You're Rusty the Third, right?
Yeah. Yep. A lot to live up to there too.
Is it tough to live up to a name when you're named after your father?
Not after him, really. It's
more from your grandfather?
More my grandfather.
Dude, you're like, how many generations Florida are you? Your family, you have how many cousins in Florida, and how far do you go back?
1924 in Vero. I'm the oldest of 12 grandkids. So there's all that line. And then my grandfather is one of 15 kids. He's from Chicago, though.
15. One of 15?
Ace was one of 15.
Oh, my God. Your fucking great-grandma. I mean,
They called her Grandma Great.
Oh, they flipped it?
Pregnant her whole life.
Seriously, 15 kids. Probably spaced out over 2 years. That's 30 years.
Over 12 years.
Oh, she had 15 kids in 12 years? No. Well, that could happen if you had triplets, right?
It could. It could. I don't know how long of a gap that was that she was making babies. But there was a lot.
There's a gap, all right.
Yeah. Lived to be 96.
That's the key, you know?
Kept her young.
Honestly. So in 1924, Ace was the first to move from Chicago, or what?
He came down with the Air Force, I think in the 50s.
Oh, who came in 24?
My dad's mom's side. So Ace's wife, her grandparents came down in 1924. Yeah. So that was 100 years next year. She was born here. She was the first one born here in 1931. Jeez. Out on a dairy farm.
Of course.
Yeah.
People don't think Florida is the South. And then it's like, just go 20 minutes away from the ocean and you'll see the most southerner fucking back redneck motherfuckers you've ever seen in your life.
Mm-hmm. Now we're on the beach.
Yeah. Well, some of your family, you have how many cousins? I mean, you have like fucking 80 cousins.
I got more cousins than I even know.
You're lucky you didn't sleep with any of them.
That was kind of a thing in high school. You just be any relation to a Capellan at all. No? All right, we're good.
Maybe.
Distant? That's fine.
Have you ever slept with like a fourth cousin? You think? I mean, come on,
Maybe.
maybe.
Odds are pretty good,
Odds are second cousin, to be honest.
pretty high.
Do you like the fact that you grew up with such a big family? Because I grew up, I had no family. I was
Yeah.
one of four. It was me, my dad, my mom, and my two brothers, and then eventually my step family. But
So it's 5.
yeah, well, minus, yeah, it's numbers. I forgot you're in finance.
Numbers guy.
Numbers guy. But growing up with no family, there, I feel like in a way it kind of allowed, like there was less expectation. Well, maybe there was more expectations just from your immediate unit, but then there's no comparing to your other cousins or anything like that. You were, but I
I
don't
was the
know.
oldest of all of them, so I kind of set the bar
Low.
as high or as low as I wanted to.
You set that bar so fucking
But I
low.
was named after my grandfather, so it really I couldn't do much wrong.
Dude, when you would get in fucking trouble, your great grandfather or your grandfather must be like so disappointed that it was you got the name. There were times where he was like, "Can we switch it to Jeff?"
Anybody?
Anybody?
One of the
Dude,
girls. One of the girls.
dude, I loved your family growing up. You guys kind of took me in as like as a son almost. The Jewish son. Your parents are awesome. I get along with your parents probably more than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the best. They just fucking,
They-
they're so Florida. I mean, you guys are so Florida. I mean, when I think Florida, you guys like grew up in the mangroves, you surfed.
Embody it.
Yeah, which is great, right?
Yeah.
You
Golf,
love
surf.
trying to think the first time we met.
Jordan Wolf's house.
Really?
Yeah. We were playing football out in the street, I think.
I do kind of remember that. You were
That
so
was like elementary school.
I think it was like seventh grade or something.
5th. Not. Well, we could have when did Jordan go to St. Ed's?
Yeah, Jordan didn't go to, yeah.
6th grade, right?
It was probably, I feel like it was
It was
seventh grade. Price, whatever.
young.
Anyways, point being, we were, yeah, now I remember this. We were throwing football in the front
Gator
yard
football.
and we were doing things where, which every kid does, is you pretend that you're going on the sidelines
Sidelines.
and you got to keep your feet in bounds
Yes.
and you dive while keeping your feet down. And I remember meeting you, and I feel like we were, at first, I was like, I don't know if I like this kid. He's like blonde,
Cooler. Yeah, blonde.
so
Taller.
tan, so tan. You were so fucking tan.
Beautiful hair.
Beautiful hair. I mean, you were right out of Outer Banks.
Baywatch.
Yeah,
I did
just
it myself.
running slowly. And I just
I
remember,
was the lifeguard shortly thereafter.
yeah,
Yeah.
fucking, and yeah, I just remember like being like, either I'm gonna be best friends with this guy or we're fighting probably by the end of today, kind of thing. I think that was like
That
our whole
happened.
friendship, our whole,
Yeah.
yeah. And then you ended up coming to my school. You were like a public school kid too, so there was that whole like fucking
Yeah.
public
Badass
school versus
dynamic.
private school. Did you hate? Did kids at public school hate St. Ed's because they were private school?
Yeah.
What was it? You just thought we were all bougie fucking dicks?
No, I was on the beach anyways, so I was waiting to go to St. Ed's. Like I didn't that to me, so I always kind of bridged that gap between St. Ed's, I think, and the high school, where I had like my high school buddies that I grew up with, but also being on the beach. You just kind of, and being a member at Riamar, I had multiple groups of friends, so it wasn't I never
you
felt
weren't
that,
like,
but
yeah.
plenty of the kids at the high school definitely felt that.
Dude, it literally is like right out of like Friday Night Light, like a movie of the public school versus the private school. Fucking, you grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. You fucking, you fucking
going to the Grove parties.
Oh, dude, I remember going to the Grove parties. I went like to 2 of them because it was so uncomfortable for a private. If they found out you went to private school, there's a strong chance.
Ready to fight. Yeah.
Just so dumb. So fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And I remember a fight broke out, and you're in the groves. You're in the middle of orange groves.
Out of TP's groves.
And just like fucking 200 pickup trucks.
Bonfires. beers,
a band, or
bitches, maybe a
yeah,
band.
your cousins fucking
Yeah,
each other, all
all
of them, all 85 of them,
all of you.
all of them damn there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a fight breaking out, and like, yeah, I there was always tension when you were
Mhm.
around public school kids.
Yeah.
And then as a private school kid, you would always, in my mind, I would always think the public school kids were tougher
Yeah.
until like I remember we fought a couple when you were in private school. We at least wrestled each other.
Yeah.
Public school kids. I'm not gonna say names, but we whooped their
Yeah.
ass. And that's when I realized like my whole perspective has been wrong this whole time.
Well, it's just that I I mean, I'm trying to think of the word. Like, it's just you have the perception that they're just like nasty and rugged and all that. And you're like, just because I have a collared shirt on doesn't mean I'm a total pussy.
Yeah, yeah. Just because I can tie a tie doesn't mean I can't fucking throw a left hook, bitch.
Yes.
Meet me by the groves.
Yeah.
It is so true. I just was watching Outer Banks, that show, and so much of it. And then I watched the private school kids. They're always like, they have a new boat or they have a new Jeep Wrangler, and you fucking
Yeah.
hate them. Everyone
Yeah.
hates them. They're
Yeah.
always like the prick, the rich
Mhm.
prick who's trying to take the girl from the poor kid. And I guess that's how they saw us growing
Mhm.
up. I never really saw myself. I always felt like even though my dad was a doctor, I always felt like an outsider at our school, in our private
Well, you're
school.
at a Stewart. I mean, you had a you weren't here like daily.
Yeah, it was about an hour to school
Yeah.
each day. You grew up like 5 minutes. You were so part of Vero Beach, that island culture. You were
Yeah.
connected to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different. So I think you just kind of automatically feel outside when you're out of town, even though you went to school here.
Yeah. And being Jewish in that school.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Jewish people do you know? Me?
Now,
Yeah.
like three.
Growing up, one.
One. No, there was a handful of you. You, Michael, Lisa,
It's where it ends.
Whitney.
Whitney. Yeah.
I think there's like five, right?
Yeah. Something
Out of
like that.
69.
It was funny when people would be like, "You're not like," I remember George was like, you ain't like a Jew. You're not all Jewy like Lisa. I'm like, you're comparing it to one other Jew. Like, I'm like, you're not a cracker like your dad.
Amazing.
Yeah. You're not like a Jew while he's trying to throw me in the fire and going, throw the Jew in the fire.
No.
That'll be funny. That was cool. That was a cool memory.
Oh, God.
So yeah, so then we went to high school together. I'm trying to think, like high school. Yeah, you were a lifeguard. You got laid a decent amount for high
What?
school. You got laid a decent amount for high school.
Yeah.
You kind of sometimes I think like
I had a real dry spell though after I lost my virginity. Remember
how
that
old were
story?
you when you lost your virginity?
I rode my bike over to the girl's house. I was just about to turn 16.
How far was
And
the ride?
just down the road. She was babysitting. And then I was leaving the high school to go to St. Ed's. And she got pregnant, but it wasn't mine.
Oh
And
shit!
it was the drug dealer in the school. But I thought at 16, I'm like, my life is over. I'd have a 27-year-old if that was
Yeah,
mine.
that's crazy. Wait,
So I
when
didn't
did
have
she
sex for a
call you
while.
and say that she was
No,
pregnant?
I thought it was going to be like a whole, like, you live on the water, like,
What,
you drive a
extorting you?
car, you have a car,
Yeah, you have a summer job as a
you're the
lifeguard.
baby daddy. I thought I was going to be like doing a paternity test. So I didn't have sex for a while after that.
That
Terrified.
scared you?
Yeah.
How did that set up? She just goes, "Hey, come on over."
Yeah, come over and then throws a condom at me and pushes me in one of the bedrooms, closes the door, puts a chair up underneath the handle, and the two kids are playing like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, probably.
Like Duck Hunt.
And then throws me down on the bed, and I just lay there.
This is so romantic.
I get raped.
How long did you last?
I mean, like probably 20 minutes.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, bad. First time.
Were the kids trying to get? I can't believe she locked the door like that.
And
what
the
a
door,
fucking
the chair.
How old was she?
15.
Oh, okay.
I had just turned 16, but I rode my bike. I still rode my bike over the house. It was December after I turned 16. So it was Christmas break.
Why did you ride your bike? Why didn't you drive?
Because I was going surfing, and it was easier not to have to park my car up at the beach. And so I had my surfboard, my BMX bike.
And sandals.
Two sets of pegs.
You put protection on you through zinc on your nose. Yeah,
I was ready to go. Yeah, didn't get a sunburn, but
what? Did you know that she was like banging a lot of dudes? So like it was like a shoo-in?
I don't know. I was clueless.
Yeah. And then why didn't you have sex after? Because you were scared about the pregnancy stuff? She was
pregnant.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm 1 for 1. This is unbelievable. Now I have 4 kids. So, I mean, could have been.
Honestly, strong sperm.
I mean, 15 kids. My great
Rusty had some strong cum, boy.
Swimmers. So I rode my bike up to the beach. I rode my bike up to the beach to meet Jordan to go surfing.
Yeah.
I just had sex. He's like, what? I was like, I don't know, dude. I was like, let's go surf.
What a deep emotional conversation that was. Every other girl, like a girl's like, I'm waiting a year to have sex. A girl locked you in a room, put a chair underneath, throws a condom in your face, and you're like, this is heaven.
Clearly she poked a hole in it. That's like what's going through my head. I'm like, I didn't have full sight of this condom the whole time the condom was being unused.
And so when you found out she was pregnant, you thought she put a hole in it? I thought it
was a setup. Yeah.
Did she have that kid?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. She's still with the drug dealer?
I haven't stayed in touch.
Yeah, you haven't stayed in touch with her?
Remember? Yeah.
That's probably what got you to go to private. Your parents are like, okay, you got to go to private school.
No, it's already going. Yeah. No.
Man.
So that was it.
I never knew that story.
Yep. There you go. Nobody else.
I mean, I kind of lost my virginity in a similar kind of fashion where it didn't feel like
10 years later.
Completely my choice. Yeah. 20 years later. So we partied a lot, and I guess in high school, I don't know. I was a virgin throughout high school. Did I ever come across, I was prom king. Were you surprised when you found that out?
I was like, this has got to be a charity gift. Like, this is a Make-A-Wish.
Oh, fuck. This is saying I have to upgrade. God damn it. Wait a second. I don't know. I feel like people kind of want to get into when we were
the later years.
The later years. I mean, it is funny. It is funny how long we were friends for and then ended up being business partners. That doesn't have, I guess that happens a good amount in a small town, but.
And we're still friends.
Yeah. Yeah. There were some times where we definitely hated each other when we were
high highs and low lows.
Yeah. The thing is, we're too similar.
Mm-hmm.
That's our problem.
Marriage never would have worked.
Well, it didn't. It ended. Well, I blame the real estate bubble being burst. It's not us. It wasn't from lack of effort.
Can you imagine if that didn't happen?
Oh, we'd be billionaires.
We would be rolling. If I wouldn't have 4 kids. You might have 4 kids.
Yeah, who knows? Dude, we shit. So I don't even know how did you end up getting into real estate? You ended up
You'd started.
Okay. Yeah, I started. I got into real estate after I failed miserably in California, failed at everything. I got my real estate license. I failed the first time.
About you getting your license.
Well, I failed the first. Why? Oh, why did I? Fail. Did I go out with you the night before?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
In the chat room.
Oh, is that when I met the girl? Oh my God. I met a girl from in an AOL chat room, like, dude, where I never saw her face.
Mm.
I didn't know what I was getting into. She said she was blonde hair and had legs pretty much. And Rusty was with his girlfriend living up in Orlando, and I was going to stay there tonight. I wanted to get a good night's sleep. I don't know what I was thinking, but I ended up having her come over to the house. Is that what happened?
We left. We gave you the house so you can
hook up with a girl on AOL chat room.
This was the Nextel beep beep phones. Skirt skirt.
Yeah. So, well, mind you, I met her. Yeah. You hid.
Go ahead.
You hid.
She shows up.
She shows up.
What was she wearing? Remember?
I don't even remember. Like jeans, shorts, maybe?
No, she had jeans on, but she had those boots from the 90s that had the feather tassel at the toe under the laces. And I remember it like it was yesterday. And she gets out of the car. She's like a flannel, sleeveless top.
I got a little bit of catfish. She described herself a little bit. It's funny back
she wasn't ugly. She was just dressed poorly. I mean, she's from some serious country parts of Orlando.
Oh, she drove in to Orlando, probably from like Ocala.
Kissimmee.
She might have took a horse in.
Ocala. Oof.
She might have just been in a horse and buggy, to be honest.
So I planted the Nextel.
Oh yeah.
Let you skirt. Let you have the apartment me and my girlfriend left. And then I'm like, I click from Brittany's phone and I was like, hey Andrew, you getting a blowjob yet?
I'm like, honestly, no. I gotta study. I gotta study for my real estate.
It probably saved you from getting like AIDS.
Who knows? Maybe
something.
Some kind of disease.
What do they get from the horses? Syphilis. What's that?
She probably had some diseases from the early 1800s.
Man,
they didn't have vaccines. Talk about they were way ahead of the curve on not taking vaccines. She probably had scurvy.
She was Trump before she was Trump.
That girl had scurvy. I think I had to scurve out of there.
You had scabies.
Well, that was later in life. Damn, that was
funny. Anyways, that was a good one. So you failed your license. We went out that night.
I guess I went out after she left. And then I was like, well, I got because all you needed was a 70 for real estate. I was like, I get it, fucking 70. Your boy got
you blamed me for failing.
Yeah, it was definitely your fault.
Yeah, I know.
It couldn't be my fault.
Me.
Well, here's the thing.
So you got your license. That business card, by the way, you should have blown up into like something you frame on that wall behind you.
Oh, the Dutcher Higginbotham?
Yes.
Dude, that guy hated me.
You.
He threatened my life a lot, this boss.
Didn't he try to have you killed at that one showing with the dogs or whatever that chased on the roof of the car? Anyways.
Dude, that was that was funny. So I was trying to sell homes. So before Rusty got into commercial real estate, I was trying to sell houses. So they would send me to take photos of the homes. And I'm taking photos of this house, and the biggest dog ever is inside the pool.
It was a German Shepherd, right?
Something like that. It was mean. And and I was like, oh, it's indoors. It's fine. It's inside the screen. And I'm taking the photos, and I could see it attacking me through the camera. I'm like, dude, this thing's getting close. But then I'm watching it through the camera where it doesn't really connect, that I'm about to get attacked and killed. I would have got so much insurance money. Fuck, I should have been killed or close to it.
That one through.
I should have put peanut butter on my jugular. Let him go to. Dude, I'm on top of the car. I ran. I got on top of the car.
The cell phone was in the car, right?
I forget.
And you couldn't get to the cell phone to call for help.
Oh yeah. That was before. That's when cameras were cameras. Yes. So I'm standing on top of my car.
Yeah.
While this dog's trying to fucking murder me, and luckily he had a I think he had a electric
Shot
collar.
collar. Yeah.
Fucking
Oh
A.
God.
Dude, that
See,
was.
so you
Oh
realize
yeah, I
selling homes is
digress.
dangerous.
Yeah, I also realized I've never bought a home. I've never rented
Uh-uh.
a home. I don't know
Uh-uh.
what a home is. I can't tell you what a foyer is.
A
I can't
foyer?
a foyer. A
Foyer?
fucking a foyer. So meanwhile, in another part of town, Rusty's getting his license. I guess
Uh,
I inspired. Did I inspire you to get your real estate license?
well,
Like
I
you
was
didn't know
like,
what else to do.
I was either going to work with my dad in finance or go to work with my mom in real estate. And then I was like, well, real estate seems like the much easier path here.
If Andrew could do it, I could do it.
So I got my license. Remember that story? That's a whole nother. Oof.
Wait, how did you? Oh, I
The
took the
girl that was
school.
engaged
Oh, in the class.
in the week class, and then next thing I know, I was like, I don't think
Right.
you should get married if you're doing this.
Wait, you banged a married woman?
No, she was engaged to get
Oh,
married, and
okay. And you met her in the class.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I
I
was
don't really
like,
remember exactly.
yeah. So I'm the whole week. There was this is a sign of the times. There was also a stripper in my real estate class.
Was I in this class with you? I thought I took a
No.
class
This is
with
down in
you.
Palm Beach. It was the 1 week course
Uh,
test at the end, but it's 04, and every stripper and their sister is getting their real estate license.
yes.
So I have a stripper, some really hot chick that's engaged that like all she kept talking about was like how she was engaged. We go to lunch every day. I'm like, that's awesome. I really don't care. And then the end of the course, the night before exam, we all went there to study right before the test at the hotel. And yeah, I'm like, you should take that ring off while we're doing this. I feel bad.
Oh, she kept the ring on while you guys were banging.
Yeah, your
Oh my
engagement ring.
God.
I was like, this is terrible. I'm never gonna talk to you again. And then I passed the test. It was a good night of studying.
I
First
get
try.
it. Yeah,
First try.
don't meet a girl in a chat room. You gotta have sex with an engaged woman. That's how you
Oh,
passed your real estate test in Florida.
good Lord.
Holy shit. So
So
you get your
then
yeah, you get your
I start
license.
working.
I guess I'm thinking about the broker school that we went to that neither
Oh,
one of us finished.
I aced it in my mind.
You got like
No,
a
so anyways,
oh,
but we
that's
start
all.
working
Yeah,
together. We start
yeah.
working together.
No,
I'm
no.
like,
Okay, let's go back for a second. So I'm
I go,
doing
Andrew, yeah, stop
yeah,
selling houses. We can sell commercial real estate. It's easier. Nobody gives a shit what color that place is.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
cares
yeah,
if the
yeah.
kitchen and the bathrooms are what they want. It's all numbers.
Well, you had the
And it,
idea that people were that home builders somehow. I don't know how you knew this. Were buying
yeah,
land. How did you
yeah.
know that?
Uh, oh, the old guy, Dave Walsh. You remember he's like 100 years old?
Oh yeah, he used to map out the land on his own by foot.
Yeah, and I'd go into his office. I'm like, I'm like, this guy can do this. I'm like, there's no other commercial real estate guys in the office. I'm like, if 90-year-old Dave Walsh can do this, I
Yeah,
think I can.
yeah. Dave Walsh was still going door to door.
Yeah, he had maps
Fucking
on his wall in the office, and
yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
I'm like, Andrew, come down here. We're gonna sell land. I'm like,
Yeah, you were in
this
Vero
idiot.
Beach. I was in
Yeah.
Stewart. We were both living
See,
back at home.
yep.
And I think
Yeah.
and then you were like, you got to come up here and do commercial. I was so dumb. Back then I mean, I still don't really know whatever we did, but I just remember being like,
The brains and the beauty.
yeah. I mean, you knew 3% more than me and you were the brains.
Just enough. Just enough. Oh, so remember playing handball in the
Oh,
office?
let's get back. We'll get there. We'll
All right,
get
all
there.
right, all
So I go to I would drive up to Vero
right.
every day for work, and Rusty, you had your eye on this like one plot of land, like
Mhm.
from the very beginning. You're like, I just got to put together 6 different parcels,
Which was crazy.
which was a crazy idea to do. Like
Yeah,
even back then, to have the vision. I mean, it's so funny
to
when we
assemble all
talk
that.
about
I
it.
know. I know.
You think about like Walt Disney or like people that like built like the Sears Tower, and we're like, you had the vision of putting together 6, but still, it was impressive. Like
Yeah.
back then.
We had to get contracts from 6 different people
Not to
to
bunch of,
agree.
yeah.
And we did, and we added 10% on top of it until the end, until the closing, when Scott's like, what?
Wait, we'll get there. You're
All
jumping.
right.
You're
All right.
jumping.
All right. All right. So I
So
assembled it.
so you assembled it, and I don't know how we found, oh, so we found other people that were buying
Eagle
land,
Trace. Yeah.
Eagle Trace and Vero. These guys put it under contract. It's like 3 guys from like Boca Raton.
Yep.
And they put it under contract pretty fucking quick. And one of the guys ends up getting cancer, one of the partners.
Yeah.
We see their pro forma of them making, I don't know, $10 million, something crazy.
Yeah. Stupid. Yeah.
And they end up, because the guy got cancer, they back out.
Died. Yeah, he died.
He did die?
He died.
All right. Well, I don't know if that's our fault. Yeah, it's sad. Bring it down a little bit.
He smoked a lot.
He
had a cigarette in his mouth every time we saw him.
He really did. Nice guy, though. Yeah.
He threw the football with us. Remember? On the property?
I do kind of remember that. Well, yeah, me and Rusty, we'd go look at property and we'd bring a football to throw with these $100 million clients.
They loved it.
They really did. I mean, we could keep, we got a few stories. Yeah, we'll keep going. But so they back out, and I call up my uncle who did real estate in Chicago and big time in real estate there. But he does mostly like Walgreens and Walmarts, all the walls, shopping centers, strip centers. And we're like, dude, you got to buy this land. I sent them to pro forma. I don't know if that was legal, to be honest, but it's Florida. There's no rules. So he comes in and he buys it pretty quickly. And then he didn't realize that me and Rusty added a few percent on top. We're like,
we were going to make like $1 million off that. We had a 750 grand. It was 7.7, and we were going to make 10%. We were making 775.
And then what? We lowered it because we felt bad.
Yeah, Scott was like, I'm not paying you guys that much. Fair enough. So we dropped it.
Yeah.
We dropped it to like, I think we each got 250 on that one.
It was a lot of money. I mean, we both went from having like $30 to way too much money.
Yeah. Overnight.
So, whatchamacallit? So then we end up, he buys it. Now we have a couple $100,000 somehow. And then we put it on the market. And we got
the entitlements.
But even before the entitlements, we didn't get the entitlement. We never got the entitlements.
We were going through the process.
We were going through the process, but literally since he closed, within a month, we had it under contract for like $16 million
with
a big home build, like Angle Homes or Lennar Homes.
Yeah.
So he bought it for 7-8. Within a month, it was under contract for 16, but it had to get all the entitlements, which was going to take a year.
Yeah.
So now there's a ticking clock between the entitlements and the market crashing.
Yeah, which
we didn't even know of.
Nobody knew, obviously. Oh.
So,
and we've got the sale on that. We've got the buy and the list side on that.
Oh, we would have both. Yeah. We both would have made like 400 grand. So we have all this money that we think is coming in that life is never gonna. It's always just gonna be this easy.
And we did that project with your dad and your brother.
Yeah, and
made good money on that.
Where my dad, we had, I forget, we saw another guy's pro forma of making money, and then
Shlomo.
And this piece of property you couldn't get to from the street. You had to put in an easement.
You had to go through the freaking Shining to get
that.
To it.
Dude, I feel bad for whoever we sold that to. My dad bought it for like $1 million or something, and then we had that under contract. 2. Yeah, within like 3 weeks.
Days. I mean, 3 weeks. Yeah.
So that guy bought it. I don't know if he could ever reach that land. That's just a piece of land.
And it was like covered in like scrub jays, I think, and like
that was bad. That was
turtles.
Whatever. We made another 80 G's. Oh man, the funniest story, one of the funniest stories I have, and we could get into the different stories, but in real estate. So there was a guy that worked who was he wasn't a little person, but he was as little as you can be for being a little person. And he got in my truck and his legs went straight. No, they didn't dangle. They were just straight out in my Tundra that I bought, which incredible purchase. But his legs were straight out. And he had a high-low voice. Let's see the property. And his legs were...
Remember we had to do the walk by to see if I could go with you guys?
Yeah.
And
So I'll get there. Yeah. So
that was briefly before he got
no.
in the car.
I was in the car with him texting you saying I'm coming back to the office.
Yeah, you're like, I can't. You're not going to be able. You need to get out of here.
I go, you can't come into the meeting. You can't come into the conference room. And you go, fuck you. This is my job. I'm coming in. We're grown-ups. We're
God damn it. We're grown.
We're professionals. We both have $200,000 now. So I'm like, Rusty, you cannot come in here. We will laugh too hard. And you're like, dude, I'm a grown-up.
Yeah, I got it.
And you come by. I'm in the conference room, and there's a window by the conference room. You start and I loop one lap. You do one lap. You come back. You look in the window, and then you look at me, and I finally look at you, and you just go. You just shake your head. Nah.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. Not coming in.
Do it. Not.
His head is like barely above the table. Oh my God, that's the same guy that I was pumping gas, and he saw that I must have masturbated. I had a cum stain on my pants, not from having sex with a girl, just doing my own thing. And he goes,
"Solo job."
He points at my pants. He goes, "Is that cum?
Is that cum?"
And I go, instead of going, it's probably salt water or something. I was like, yeah, guess it is. That's how cocky we were, you know?
The meeting with all the bankers.
Oh my God.
And the mustaches.
Yeah. So my uncle's trying to get $8 million, and I shaved my beard into the most absurd thick mustache. And we're sitting in the meeting, and I can't believe that I decided to go mustache. And Rusty always encouraged me. Like, whatever.
Yes, that's what you need.
That's what you need to ruin your family life. So I shaved so we're coming back home from the meeting, and we were meeting with the banker later on that day. And my uncle made me stop at a gas station, and I shaved the mustache dry
shave.
He goes, "Get that fucking thing off your face."
Well, the best is in the meeting, you sit there in absolute silence.
Strong.
Boss move.
Strong mustache.
Scott's like, so guys, tell her about the prop. I'm like, oh God. I was like, all right. So I speak, and you just sit there. Andrew?
Yes, I agree. I concur.
We get to dinner.
Yeah.
She's sitting across the table from Andrew. Looks at him.
And I go, you know something different? I said it to her.
Different with you. She said it. She goes, something's different about you. I go, yeah. There is, huh?
Shame on. I shame on. And then I think we told her we were drunk, and we just told her why it happened, and she still gave us $8 million. That's how good the property was.
It was time. The time.
So the best part is like, so then we just start partying. We start buying shit. I bought that truck, traded in for Mercedes. You bought, what was your first purchase? The Yukon or the gigantic truck or whatever? The Excursion that got like 3 miles per gallon tops.
At best. It was a V10.
V10 jacked up. Were you still living at home at this point? I think we both bought cars before we got our own apartments. We're going down to Fort Lauderdale all the time.
Every Thursday.
We were trying to spend that money.
Thursday.
Yeah, we'd leave Thursday night.
So fast.
Go to this place, Automatic Slims.
Boy.
That's when I told the story on the first episode of this podcast, but you would throw thousands of dollars into a crowd of like 20 people. Mohawk, shirt off,
with a bouncer, roped off.
roped off. This is like before bottle service. Like we
Way
created
before.
bottle service.
And then we go to the bar. Remember, I'd have them take us up to the bar and rope us off at the bar. I was like, come on, Andrew, let's go be with the people. Don't
with
get
the
too
people.
close.
We acted like we were the Salt and the Brunei, and we were like already like below our taxes.
The people, the guy that used to get the other table, like with the two corner tables, the guy that got the other table was the heir to GNC. Remember the kid? He had Cadillac like written down his ribs.
Oh shit! Like, yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah,
and then the other table was the Ericsson phone heir.
And then us, who put together one real estate deal.
One deal.
Dude, I remember.
That was good.
I remember. Oh, before we even made that first sale, I made like $7,000 somehow, and we were at that Slim's place, and I spent every dollar on bottle service, and I fell through the glass table holding the waitress.
Yeah,
and
that was upstairs. Yeah,
I fell through the glass table.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought someone stole my card because all my money was gone. And they're like, no, that was you. And not only did you didn't drink anything because you fell through the table and you broke every bottle and you killed our waitress.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, we were so dumb. In a good
way.
Were
we?
Like, who knows?
I mean,
so we think we're never going to lose money. At this point, we had another deal under contract. We think we're going to make another $1 million.
Yeah.
It
was longer than a night though. Like we did this for like a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I was down there pretty much every weekend for like a year.
We weren't working that hard, but
no, we'd leave on a Thursday, come back on like a Monday afternoon. Monday, maybe Tuesday. We
hung over and then be hungover till Wednesday and then do it all over again. I'm trying to think, we did a couple other deals. We definitely, if we worked as hard as we could have, we could have.
Orlando Shopping Center.
Well, we had that
another couple $100,000 on that.
We would have. We didn't make it.
We bought it.
Oh, that deal. Buy. Yeah, that deal too.
They still own that.
Yeah. Okay.
But we had remember the offers that we had out on that ranch, 25 million. We had the $52 million offer on the Marriott down in Stewart.
Dude, that deal. So we called this place, this Marriott in Stewart that like sits on like 20 or 48. I don't know how big it is, but it's all like beach, riverfront property.
Marina.
Yeah. We go to the guy, the seller. He goes, what do you want? He goes, get me $50 million offer. I'll sell it tomorrow. We get him a $50 million offer.
53 million. We added 3 million on for us.
Yeah. So we were going to make $3 million. And the guy goes,
no. Night that we waited for it.
Yeah.
At the office.
Well, he goes,
playing handball.
Make it 55 million or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, so next thing you know, it's $63 million. We have him an offer.
Yeah.
Me and Rusty are playing handball in the office, waiting for this fax to come in where we were going to both make $1.5 million. And the guy ends up not selling it.
Yep.
The other deal that we had, that one deal for the bank where we would finally be able to get out of our debt. And the guy goes, my word is oak or whatever. He goes, I don't sign contracts. I do it by word. My word. I've never gone back on my word. And I'm like,
yeah. First time for everything.
Yeah. So the market's slowly starting to die. And we're
in Orlando.
Yeah.
We had moved.
We moved to Orlando. We were working out of Winter Park and we were looking for Walgreens deals.
We had an intern.
Nigel. Who I pulled the seat out from under him and he sat on his tailbone. Imagine being an intern in college and your boss, who's 25, pulls a seat out from under you. Granted, we didn't make him work that hard.
He had the best internship ever.
Ever.
And we're dealing with Rollins College, like being like, he's doing this every week, like he's doing great. I mean, we obviously
he works more than we did, probably.
You remember going to Kmart and buying all the bowling pins and the putt and the basketball hoop?
Oh yeah, all for the office.
What was it? The Isle of Insecurities, when we shoot the basketball and say mean stuff to each other.
That was bowling.
Well, that was bowling, but we started it with the basketball thing.
Oh, okay. Where you just be as mean to each other as possible to get you off your game. So anyhow, at that point,
market was crashing.
Yeah, and you are now on a BMW car, I think.
Yeah, the X5.
And market's crashing.
We're living together, kind of.
Yeah.
Next to Meredith.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think of some things, like we went on a couple. I mean, we have a lot of stories, but one of them we went skiing and snowboarding in Canada with two buddies in a place called Kicking Horse. We went there for 2 days. By the way, the market's crashing. We're like in debt, and we're like,
that was SB06.
Okay.
It was still okay. That was still okay.
And we go snowboarding. Then we go to this place called Lake Louise.
Well, we got whited out. We had to turn around.
Almost died.
We stayed in a hostel, $30 a night, skiing for like 2 days and then coming home. It was going to be a very reasonable trip. Then a massive storm comes. We had to turn around, and we end up at the Fairmont Chateau at Lake Louise. $900 a night.
Eating fondue.
Four guys in one room.
Drinking wine on top of the mountain, just four bros, just fucking eating fondue. Most romantic thing. If we weren't going to blow each other, it would have been that night. You know, like that's the night to be gay with each other.
That's when it either happens or it doesn't.
So we end up doing that, and then we fly back from Canada, and immediately we don't go home. We go straight to the Bahamas
with our bags for Canada.
Yeah,
all we had was
our bags for Canada
and snow gear. And we fly to the Bahamas.
Go to Lakaya, Port Lakaya. We fly to West Palm. We take a small plane to Port Lakaya. Our buddies are on a boat. We literally went from the mountains to the beach. We swim out to the boat. We just start partying so fucking hard. And I think
we go to the casino that day. And I win all that money.
Yeah, you won how much? Like 80 G's?
80 grand. Playing craps.
Then you proceed. There's like a small square. Rusty buys every single bottle of champagne on the island.
Every bottle. And had it brought to me. So I can I'm standing on where the statue in the square of some local person. And I don't know how we ended up with a line of spring break girls just lined up, and I was just cannonballing.
There's a famous photo of me just standing there. I'm so fucked up. My hands, I look like a dead alligator. And Rusty's partying with all these girls, and I'm standing alone, just so sad.
In the corner.
Probably still wearing my winter clothes. And, at one point on that trip, I had to be carried home by one of the guys working there. And someone just had a feeling that I was in the hallway, and this Bahamian guy was holding me up because I was passed out on the blackjack table. Then next thing you know, your brother and everyone leaves with our passports. So now we're stuck in Bahamas, no passport.
No bags.
We also have a Bahamian friend named Lettuce, whose name was Romaine, who we nicknamed Lettuce, who followed us everywhere. We went to Nautica and he picked out a whole outfit for himself.
He was helping us. And next thing we know, we're at the counter paying for our outfits. And he's got hat, belt, shirt, pants, and shoes.
That's an amazing photo too.
He was like our local concierge. I mean,
And then at one
he
point
took
we
care of
go.
everything. He was just walking around with my Amex the whole time. Like, I'm like, we need tequila. Boom.
We were on jet skis. Rented jet skis. He rented a jet ski. Like whatever we were doing. At one point, he was in a white t-shirt like contest.
A hot body contest wearing white Tommy Hilfiger boxers. I'm like, Lettuce, you're getting us cocktails and you end up in a hot body contest? Come on, man.
Yeah, he doesn't show up for like an hour and a half. We're like, where's Lettuce? And he's on stage.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So that's kind of where we were at. I mean, we eventually got home. They had to send us back our passports.
Yeah.
And we're just blowing. No,
remember we found Ryan in the head of the boat?
Oh, yeah.
Ryan never left.
Ryan never left either.
We go to the boat. We're like, maybe our bags are on the boat. And I open the bathroom door and there's sleeping in the bathroom.
Like mad, we woke him.
They comped us three suites for the whole week. They wanted all that money back.
Oh my God, which they got.
Yeah,
right.
Most of it. I spent. I didn't. We didn't go back and gamble much of it. I spent it all. And then Sarah brought home like, I don't know, 15 G's or something for me.
Oh, because you just gave it to her.
She took it. I didn't know she took it and hid it from me.
Then, then next thing you know, we end up, back home in Florida, and yeah, we didn't learn a lesson. We never learned lessons, that's for sure. You ended up essentially getting a girlfriend and then getting married.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm gonna have to probably have you just back on the podcast. I feel like that was like the real estate chunk,
Yeah.
But we could end with this. You end up well, we could talk all about that too, about how that father-in-law wanted to murder you. But Rusty brings me aside. He's like, "Hey man, I'd love for you to be
I'm getting married. I want you to be my best man."
And I go, nah.
No thanks. I don't like speaking.
I don't like public speaking.
I don't like public speaking.
Last night I literally talked in front of 1,000 people.
I was like, really?
But I didn't want to talk in front of 20 people on a dock.
I was like, all right. And then you wrote a speech. No,
I didn't realize.
Yeah, and spoke.
I didn't realize the implications of my actions. That I think my brain at that point in my life, I don't know what it was. I was just like, I didn't think about how it would hurt you to be like,
What's weird is it didn't really hurt.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like I don't think.
Okay, I was like, all
right, strong.
Okay,
strong move,
Kelly.
That's a good point. I think what it is like we were never that upset with each other, so we would do fucked up things to each other, but not feel bad about them because it would be like, he's fine.
Yeah,
it's funny.
No expectations of each other. It was like we're just buddies. I don't care what he does or doesn't do.
Yeah,
like nothing ever offended me with you. Like,
so we end up.
I don't know. I think we had a good friendship in that way.
You get married, and
yeah.
And
you wrote a speech about it being a shotgun wedding.
I said it's something about like the one in the oven or whatever.
Yeah.
I said it in front of everybody.
Ashley
no one knew that she was pregnant. And I was like, not only am I not going to be best man, I'm also going to tell everyone that your wife is pregnant, and no one. So I'm hammered and I go and I'm like, yep, and the one in the oven or whatever. And I was like, here's something about Ashley. She'll never cook for Rusty. She doesn't even like to make a salad. And but the only thing that's in the oven is that baby or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just remember Ashley's face being like, what are you doing? Like, you ruined.
The fuck did you just say?
You're probably laughing.
Oh.
And then I go, just kidding around. Anna Collin.
Anna Collin.
But
Andrew
yeah,
Collin.
and then you got married, and I guess we'll stop it there, and then we could I'll have you back on, and we could go into like those kind of years. But we ended up losing everything. We lost all our money. Kapalin ended.
I mean, technically, it's still.
Well, neither one of my license is
deal.
inactive. Yeah, we do still 50% of everything.
Yeah.
Anything else? Last minute of this?
I mean, it's I think part 2 will be
Yeah,
there's a lot.
because you sent me
There's
a text. There's just so much to cover.
Read through it. Read the highlights.
All right, I'll just read. This is the text, and this will end it. So I go, all right, what do you have? Any ideas? He goes, automatic slims. Don't mind me. I'm just a pillow. Transgender. Grown man hand jerk off machine. Sky bar. Poop at front door. Socks. I'm watching you. You and Alex wrecking my car. Walkie talkie girl from chat room. Crystal Finch in my car at Ricky's party. Me, you, and Kelly at Coldplay, where I cried watching Coldplay, and then blamed it on my dead grandpa that it wasn't Fix You. Wrestling at Kachina, Incredible Hulk shots at brunch, tattoo. I mean, it just goes on. I mean, we'll get to other shit. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
And
thanks for having me.
I'll talk to you
later.
All right, bringing in my next guest, recurring guest. She's been on the show every single time, and I'm happy for it. Brenna LaRock, my girlfriend. We live together. We just moved our bed.
Oh, yeah, a little remodeling. What's up, gang? Gang, 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 gang. What's up, gang?
This is a new character, I think.
Actually, this is an old character.
Is this how you used to roll?
Yeah, I used to talk like this with my friend Virginia that I worked with.
That was like 2 months ago.
Gang, gang.
That's not an old character.
3 months ago? Are you kidding me? I recreate myself every month.
Brenna will do this thing when she gets stressed out where she will move around everything in the house. She's moved.
I clean and then I move.
Yeah. You move the carpet. You move the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I catch you, you get like a deer in headlights, like you're doing something wrong. You're like, what did I do? Like, I'm going to be mad. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Just, I mean, well, our carpet, our rug that was supposed to be under the bed is now in the living room folded up, and Mango uses it, our cat.
As a scratching pad.
Yeah.
No, I moved it back. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I just like need a break from the decorations and the things that we have going on. Like I just need to like switch it up.
Yeah, but what does that bring you? I mean, do you just feel off if it's
a refresh, a rebrand? Like I said, I recreate myself, and I need like my space to be like feel fresh and feel cozy. I feel like I moved around our furniture today, which I used to do this as a kid. My parents would make me super clean every Sunday. They called it Super Clean Sunday.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I had to go to church and then come home and super clean. And I moved my furniture almost every Sunday. So I had a super clean Tuesday and moved some furniture around.
So because of Super Clean Sunday, I have to be super annoyed all the time.
All the time. But, you know, my mom used to come up and she would get eye level with my surfaces and like make sure there was no dust on them.
Oh my God.
That's growing up with Navy parents.
That's my nightmare. Mm-hmm. And when it was dirty, if there was lint, what would happen?
She would say, clean your room, like clean it again, and then I'll come back and check it again. Yeah. It was stressful.
And then my mom, I don't think ever left her room to look in my room.
She had no idea what was going on in there. What was going on in did it ever get weird in your room?
No, because, you know, my mom hired a cleaning lady. So she took care of that. I did I would masturbate and I would be too lazy to go to the bathroom, so I would just carpet it. And so underneath the bed, it turned into, it felt like cereal, old cereal down there on that carpet. I mean, it was
you were
old
coming on the carpet?
I wasn't like directly but I would take my hand and I would just
You would wipe it.
Yeah. So when we sold the house, you know, eventually
your mom had to get the carpet replaced.
I don't know. I never found out the details, but I'm sure there was a moment where the realtor was like, "Look, we can't sell this home with this room." Like they moved the bunk bed, and it was just like, I don't. Maybe we have rats, or I don't. Maybe there's a raccoon taking.
You shared a room. You had a bunk bed.
I did for a while.
With who? Dan or Sam?
With Sam, who was 6 years younger. He would sleep on the top bunk.
So he didn't know what was going on down there.
I mean,
Ew! What if he was coming on the carpet too from the top bunk?
Brothers,
just shooting shots.
I mean, I remember masturbating while he was on the top bunk. Everything was the only thing moving was my hand, and and my lips.
Knew.
Huh?
I wonder if he knew.
I don't know. I mean, he probably just thought it was an earthquake. I told him. In Florida, really? Tidal wave.
Who's driving the plane?
Babe, you can't call back to something that no one knows about.
Sam will know.
That's true.
Wow, that's wild to me.
Yeah, so my room was a little different, you know.
I bet it smelled. My brother shared a room, and I just remember they always had this like musty smell coming from their room, even like despite how clean my parents' like standards were, or how high my parents' standards were for cleanliness. I think it was like their bedding. I'm sure it was like cum too. Ugh,
yeah,
that's
I mean,
so gross. Ew.
Guys, you end up smelling like a locker room. Sometimes I miss the smell of a locker room, that like dusty, musty, crusty. I got, what was it? 8 words for you. No, 4 words for you. Dusty,
crusty, musty, dusty, rusty.
I got 8, which. And then you got 8 words for me.
Swag.
Fuck me, fuck me.
You can't even talk swag.
I don't want to talk swag.
No, it goes 4 words when I think about you is crusty, musty, dusty, rusty. 8 words when I think about us is fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me.
All right. Well, you got enough swag for both of us.
Yeah, that's right.
Hell
gang,
yeah.
gang.
Please don't do that anymore. I think.
Why do I always do the West Side sign when I say gang, gang?
I don't know. You say I don't have swag, and then you're throwing out West Side. What's next? The blood thing? This thing? Remember that? That might have been before your time.
No, it's my time. The Bloods didn't age out; they're still here.
The Bloods are still here, but there was a show on HBO called Gang Banging in Little Rock.
That sounds like it was a weird show.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was a story of the Bloods, my boys.
Gang.
Yeah. Okay, please. You
Okay,
can't
I'll
keep doing
stop.
gang gang.
Stop! I'll stop.
Jesus.
Just don't be mean.
I'm not being mean.
Sometimes the way you talk to me, you sound so ashamed. It's the same thing. I just don't want you to be ashamed of me.
Well, then please.
I'll stop.
Shame.
Crusty, dusty, musty.
It's not about me. It's about a listener here and gang gang.
Okay, got it. Message received. You are the one who's saying it now.
Shit. I had a guy that I worked with, and when I used to work at the fishmonger store.
When you were a fishmonger?
That makes sense.
Okay. Wait, wasn't it like a truck?
No, so I would drive a lobster truck for a little while out of the Bronx. That was after I did real estate, everything fell apart. And I wanted to show my family that I could work hard. So I took a job as a fish truck driver out of the Bronx and wore like a button down. And next, I reek of like homeless people would run away from me. Mm-hmm. I fucking stank. Mm-hmm. So they moved me into the fishmonger store, which was kind of a raise, but then they gave me less money. The only time I ever drove the fish truck, I always rode passenger, and we had to load the fish into the basement of restaurants.
But why did you take the job if it was less money?
I'll explain. So we would take the fish. It was a very hard job. You would have to like throw all the fish into the van, and your back is cramped. Like it was a fucking real blue collar job. And one day the driver, this African dude, got like bird flu was big then, and he's throwing up out the window. He's like, "You have to drive." You drive. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. So I'm driving with my head out the window. Anyhow, I was like, maybe I should just work, not drive the truck. So I took a job where it was closer to my house, being a fishmonger. So then that's where you cut the fish. I've never filleted a fish before. I had to like cut a crab head off like a fucking snow. Yeah, it was a lot. I could weigh the fish. I could tell you how much a salmon weighs. 1 pound, if you cut salmon, is 4 fingers.
But whose fingers?
Well, yeah.
Your fingers?
Huh?
Your fingers?
Well, my fat sausage fingers, it might be 3.5. But your fingers would probably be 5 fingers.
Your fingers always remind me of carrots.
Yeah, baby carrots.
Like if carrots got too long.
No, carrots are longer than my finger.
No, like you said baby carrots.
Okay, yeah, baby carrots got too long. Teenager carrots.
Mine are baby carrots. Yours are
teenager
carrots.
Like
no, or like sausage links. I don't know. You have funny your fingers have the knuckle markings are funny for me. They're
never
unique.
knew you were breaking down my knuckle markings. It's like an old
if
tree.
you really look at knuckles, they're weird. They're weird. The little
wrinkles. It
wrinkles.
looks like a scrotum, back of the elbow.
Yeah.
So anyhow, as a fishmonger, so then like if you go, hey, let me get. What's cool is if you want it to be fast, you're like, hey, let me get 3/4 of a pound of salmon. So you're like, 3 fingers, and you cut it, and you're like, and you don't weigh it until the end, and they're like, whoa, like that's the big thing, the big reveal.
Yeah.
So I worked with this guy who's from a few different guys were from Nepal. And this guy's name, his legal name on his license was Diamond.
Amazing.
Like gang.
That's amazing and so on theme.
And so I would go to him, I go, how is your name Diamond? And he goes, I wanted to sound more American. And I was like, what, are you watching MTV Raps? Like Diamond? So he's like, I wanted to sound more American. I wanted to fit in and fly under the radar. And I was like, you couldn't be. There's no name more above the radar than fucking Diamond.
Can you imagine being at an airport gate and like an announcer's like, can Diamond please go? Like everyone's looking to see whose name is Diamond.
Yeah, the only thing is like it's so absurd that it's believable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was like machete, or like cocaine, I would let that guy come through from Mexico because it's like no one's naming him and having cocaine.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a diamond diamond stealer while named Diamond. So he would say, I remember he went to me one time, he goes, when you in Nepal, when you hit a man with your car and you make him half dead, you want to reverse back over his body, making him full dead. Because if not, you have to pay medical bills your whole life.
Yeah, but then what if you kill him?
Well, that was the point. The point is you kill him so you don't have to pay.
Yeah, but then you go to jail. There's no kill.
And he said that's what I said to him. I go to him. He goes to me. He goes, yeah. Like he said it to me like this, that there wasn't. I go, I believe that's murder.
Yeah.
He goes, no, it's not. I go, okay,
It's. Huh.
Yeah.
Involuntary manslaughter turned into manslaughter.
Yeah. I mean, it was weird. Yeah, they do it different over there. But he was fun to work with.
How many people are getting run over by cars in Nepal?
I mean, I don't know. A lot to Mount Everest. I think Mount Everest is there. Huh. A lot of them, a lot of their families are like
a lot of places.
What?
Isn't it like
Everest? What? Mountain. So anyhow, we worked together for a while. That was a fun job. But yeah, now I can like weigh different things in my hand.
You can?
Yeah.
How much do I weigh?
Your vagina or your whole body? 4 fingers. So how much do you weigh? I'll never tell you that. 105?
No, I wish.
All right. Well, what should I call it? So we have a mirror in our bedroom. We've never had a mirror, a sliding.
No, we did. Well, I did. When we first met, I had a mirror in front of my bed.
You did.
And that was fun.
I don't know why I don't remember being as pronounced as this mirror.
Are you kidding me? It was literally directly in front of the mirror, like a foot away.
Maybe this one being on the side.
And it was as big as the bed.
But it was at the bottom of the bed.
It was at the bottom, so mostly it was like if I was on top of you, or if we were backwards. You couldn't. Normally, the positions we do, no, because you could see it from the side. I don't know. The positions we more.
Point being is I don't remember being
You
able
don't
to see
remember,
my
it doesn't
own
matter.
body as much as I did last night.
How was that for you?
It's not good.
Is that why you didn't care when I moved the bed today?
I wanted you to move the mirror. I was going to put the bed.
We're putting a curtain over the mirror.
Dude, I was going to put the bed in the living room. I was going to break the glass. I don't know what I was going to do. All I know is I don't like it. It doesn't turn me on to see my body like crumpled like a salmon. And I'm trying to look at you. You're so hot.
Aw,
on top of me.
I think we both, we went out for dinner last night. We both got pasta dishes and shared them. So we both had little pasta bellies.
That's true.
And even I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, I gotta suck in. Because not that you're like, bitch, suck in. But like, I was so bloated and I was like, I can't look in myself. I gotta redeem this for myself.
Yeah, we were carb loading.
Yeah.
For it. And I don't know, like how I was positioned, I just couldn't find a position. So what I'm thinking is because it's a sliding door, I'll open one of them. So I'm just looking into your closet.
But
and then
and
I can still see you on the right side of the mirror.
When I ride you?
Yes. So I'll look in the mirror and I'll just be a few raincoats. And you'll be a human.
Well, the problem's been solved because now we have to now the way that the bed's positioned is like we have to be on like the most far left side of the bed and then.
Yeah. Or I can look around you. I'll just see my head.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see me on top and then look back and just see the.
No, it would be so funny for me to look up because now the mirror is like on the left side at the end of the bed. So now if I'm ever looking up, I'm watching me try to ride you and simultaneously feel sexual when I feel like a pig just like trying to get up off of the ground. And then I have to also see your head peeking around.
Yeah.
My body.
Yeah.
Like,
and then if you
face,
can't see my head,
your horny face just.
You ate too much pasta. Yeah, some people like mirror sex. Some people put the mirror on the roof.
I would be so scared that the
ceiling.
mirror would fall on me.
Oh yeah, that's scary.
I don't get how people are like could do that. I would sleep in fear.
I guess they have enough money where they're not like just putting it in them. We'd have to put it in ourselves with like.
We have it up with like command strips.
Yeah, fucking. And knowing us, we would like it's like halfway falling. We're like, it's fine.
It's fine. It's angled. Fine. It's angled in a good position.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, our curtains are literally just fell off
for the second time
because you tried to put them in by yourself to surprise me, and
I did surprise you.
That's every day.
You. Yeah, every time.
Yeah, every time they fall. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll keep trying to mirror. I think lighting helps. Mm-hmm. I don't like a shit ton of light in there, especially if I'm looking at my own reflection. It's
yeah,
it was ugly.
I didn't think it was.
No, you look great. Oh, you mean I wasn't?
I meant you, but thank you so much.
You're welcome. This happened really funny when we were having sex, and we're like really into it, or I thought we were. And
no, I just realized what you're going to talk about. Sorry, go ahead.
And you're on top, and I put my arms up like this, like, yeah, enjoying it. And
behind your head, so you're like,
you point at my arm, and you go, like you're like, and then you go, what is that? Which is like, I knew exactly what you were talking about, and I just go. Eczema. Or maybe psoriasis.
Yeah, you go eczema. Or maybe psoriasis.
I also pronounce it
maybe
with eggs.
Psoriasis. You maybe have psoriasis, and this is what we're just now finding out. I was dead. We couldn't stop giggling.
Oh man, it really killed the mood.
It was just such a because it looks like it hurts. It looks like a welt that you peeled off or something. And I was like, dying. Oh my God, what is that?
It's very Last of Us, whatever. It's some kind of flesh-eating disease. Yeah. Turned you on.
Now you gave it to me.
That's probably what I'm looking at in the mirror. Oh, yeah, I know. It's not good. whatever. I might be. I don't even want to say ringworm because that might be the
You
most
might have gotten
disgusting.
that from me. I got ringworm from somebody before. I don't know if ringworm, once you get it, you carry it, because I did have a little ringworm patch recently. Remember,
You had it on your boob.
On my boob.
Yeah.
I had it on my boob the last time a few years ago, and then maybe I gave you ringworm. Man, that's so gross. I just got the ick from us.
Yeah, we're disgusting.
Ew, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
We shouldn't be talking about this.
let's forget about
I
come on the floor. Let's
anxiety
forget
in my stomach from this subject. Okay, we're gonna switch the subject.
Let's just everyone think that it was eczema.
I think it is. I don't think I just am like a host of ringworm.
I would hope not. Ugh, what is it? I don't even want to know what it is. Ringworm is like the thing like scabies. It's just like a word that like no one wants to talk about.
Yeah, no.
We could go to something non-sexual.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was the
couple
least
things.
sexual conversation.
Yeah.
Sexual.
Couple things. One, we were driving today. We drove past this car that had a bunch of things spinning on it, like 4 different things spinning, and we didn't know what it was. And we Googled, what is Waymo, and I actually wrote it down because what you said to me, it was we're designing the Waymo driver, our autonomous technology to give people a new kind of freedom to go where they want, when they want, while making the frustrations and concerns with driving a thing at a pass. Informed by unmatched experience and design with safety at its heart. The Waymo driver is our autonomous driving technology that never gets drunk, tired, distracted.
Well, first of all, we saw this, and there's a little camera, I suppose. There's cameras posted all over the car, but unlike a Tesla, they're on the outside of the car, and they look almost like attachments. So there's one on basically like driver's side, passenger side in the front.
Roof.
There's a huge one on the roof, and then there's one in the back that looks like a little cup spinning around. And Andrew goes, "Is that a coffee car?"
I
Like
wish
a
it was.
mobile car, or a car that has like coffee, not a coffee truck, a coffee car.
That'd be nice.
You thought it was something way more
No,
cool.
I didn't. I didn't think it was making espresso. I was just kidding, but it would have been nice.
Didn't you?
I think I was kidding. But the funny thing is like, it makes it sound like now that we're going to make this car drive for you, you're going to be able to type up a dissertation. You could do Microsoft Excel, take a nap, just relax, put your feet up, maybe put a hammock in the back seat. The amount I'd be freaking out to trust a car to drive and weave through people coming out, especially in LA. You have fucking people dodging the car, walking across the street. Like you have to parallel park, all that shit. I would be fucking losing my mind inside this car, right? And then I'm thinking about the car is going to end up cutting off another one of these autonomous cars, and they're going to start fighting. And they're going to be like, "I'll give you a virus. No, I'll give you a fucking virus." And the cars, and then there's going to be a guy in the other car, and I'm going to have to be like, "Look, I have no problem with you. It's the computers fighting."
That would be so funny. That'd be great to be able to blame your road rage on. It's not me, man.
It's not me, dude.
It's my car.
It's my car. And then he'll be like, "Well, your car is driving like an asshole." And I'll be like, "Well, that's how it's programmed.
Yeah.
It's not me." He goes,
I got an asshole car, man. What am I?
What do you want from me?
What do you want?
I guess he'll go, "Well, is it on aggressive mode?" And I'll be like, "You're right. It's usually fine on aggressive mode. I'll put it on peaceful mode." And he's like, "You better fucking put it on peaceful." That's how I envision.
I mean, it's just like a Tesla. It's just it's not as aesthetically pleasing. Teslas are self-driving and more safe than like human.
Well, it depends. I just Googled that. There were 600 and something accidents over the last whatever many years.
Yeah.
And
how many accidents are there in a day for
that's a good point.
Self-drivers?
But how many more drivers are there?
Fair. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should look up the statistics in LA because Teslas are everywhere.
Yeah,
here.
but not a lot of them they self-drive mostly on like the highway.
Oh, okay.
But there's been like 18 fatalities due to Tesla, but then they like go, oh no, it's user error.
Yeah, totally.
Couldn't be us.
I mean, it's always user error.
But then I Googled, I go, let's compare it to airplanes, because airplanes fly all the time just with the computer system. And they're like, airplanes is way harder. I'm like, you have all that fucking sky. You know what I mean?
How did you get in an accident?
Huh?
How
Yeah.
did you get in an accident?
What did you hit?
And there's somebody down on the ground tracking the planes for you.
I mean, until you get to the airport, I get it. Like, hey, you might have a mix up there. But other than that, just finding the right altitude and shit, whatever. Like, and it was trying to make it planes seem harder than cars. I don't see it. Anyhow.
I mean, think of what the schooling you have to go through for airplanes versus cars, driving a car.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the amount of people that drive cars that would actually, if they were pilots.
Yeah. I mean, there should maybe be more extensive driving. There should be driving tests. No, not really.
No, I think
I couldn't pass them.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I failed my driver's test.
Sorry.
Gang.
You said it, not me. Wouldn't it be so awkward?
Isn't gang from Theo Vaughn?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just something my friend Virginia and I just like started saying.
I think it is from that.
Oh.
I think he says it all the time.
Oh.
Maybe that's why I didn't want to say it on here. Anyway.
Okay, well, I wasn't referencing that. So
take that.
It's my
Theo.
own thing.
What you call it? So I don't know. Yeah, the idea, maybe people should take long. Well, you do have to have a permit. Like, I give it up for parents.
Whoa, so many thoughts.
Yeah, ADHD.
Yeah.
ADHD. I parents that ride with their 15-year-old kid to let them get going.
My kid ain't driving.
No, I'm hiring like a surrogate passenger.
Driver.
Yeah, passenger. It's fucking wild. I failed my first one. I hit the curb. Like literally the test we were 5 seconds in. I was so excited to get my license.
Aww.
It's like the biggest day of your whole life.
Yeah. So many exciting things happen when you're young.
But 16, that's you're waiting to get, because you want to drive to school.
Yeah.
You want everyone to see you pull up in the school. You're your own man now.
I just remember how cool I would feel driving to school, listening to my CDs.
Yeah, but do you remember? So I take the driver's test, and within the first 7 seconds, I swear to God, this curb, they did it on purpose. It really did jet out. Like, it was a weird, and I didn't just hit it. I went over it. And then it got quiet in the car, and I just looked at the guy and I was like, keep going. He goes, just pull in here. Literally
my God.
9 seconds in. He we didn't even leave the building. He's just like, pull right back in there. I was like, oh, quick test. Even in my mind, I was still like,
it's not real. It's not happening. Yeah, it's going to be okay. Did you cry?
oh, even faster. I'll drive to school.
Did you cry?
I remember because I lived far away from school. So I was expecting to drive 40 minutes. Then I think my mom had to drive me to school.
Oh.
So for that 40 minutes, that should have been me on the road in my new car or whatever.
But didn't you have your permit? Your mom didn't let you drive still?
Well, not after she saw what I did. You know what I could have used? The Waymo.
God damn it.
Damn it, Waymo. You passed your test then, I guess?
I failed my written test the first time.
Oh, for your permit. Yeah.
No, for my license.
Oh, okay.
So I had to take it again. I had to go back to schooling for it, I guess. I can't really remember. And then, but my driving test, I killed it. And it was at nighttime. It was dark outside and it was pouring down rain and I had to go on the highway. And I killed it. And the guy who was helping, whatever, doing my test with me was like, what did he say I was? He said I was a very,
hot?
No, a very,
attentive?
No, I don't know. An assertive driver.
Oh, I could see that. Aggressive?
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Okay.
I just go for it. but like I'm good at it.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like he was like, you killed that. And I was like, hell yeah.
I think he was just hitting on you.
I was 16. 17. I was 17.
Is that what the law is in Michigan? 17?
I think so. The age of consent. It's too young.
Oh, I thought you were talking about driving.
Oh, I thought you were insinuating it.
Is the age of consent 17?
I think so. No, it's 16. It's 16.
No matter what age?
Age of consent 16, and then at 17 you can have sex with somebody over 18. Like two 16-year-olds can consent, but technically it's illegal for two 15-year-olds to have sex, I guess. Or maybe I'm thinking of that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's right.
I don't know if that's right, but regardless, I think for the state
I think if you're
to be like,
8,
you're 16, you're good to get fucked. Like, that's so, like, so young. I shouldn't have had sex until, like, 23. Like,
yeah.
Like, when I really think about it, I'm like, oh, I should not have been
It is
doing
weird to
that.
think about our age gap. Like, because when you were 16, I was 32. No. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, like, can you imagine?
Numbers are not good.
Us fucking, you were 31, me 60. That's like I met you off the internet and you were like, come on, girl.
Oh, boy.
Does that make you feel creepy?
Yes.
Well, you're creepy.
I am a creep, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I know. Fuck. Let's get the questions.
Okay.
16 of them.
Wait, that just went out.
You know what? We'll just do this thing. This looks good.
You don't want to turn it off and turn it back on?
All right, I'll do it. Fuck it. You're right. I'm just lazy sometimes with that.
You never know what we might capture.
I don't know why it turns off. It's annoying.
Yeah, I feel like you should look that up.
I did. Trust me.
Got it.
I like how you say that.
I don't know. All right, questions.
Questions. So Brenna and I, we do this thing. We've been doing it now for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yep, that's our third week.
We look up, there's 110 questions from the Oprah Winfrey website, Oprah Daily. And it's 110 questions to get to know your partner better. And we have already learned a lot more about each other in just the 11 or 12 questions we've done. Yeah, so we'll just get into it. We figure the more we learn, either we're going to love each other more or despise each other. So far, more love, I feel.
I agree. I feel like
So far, love
we've
is
been
winning.
in like a really good place lately.
Yeah.
Like when we first moved here, we were like really rough and like having just both going through it.
Yeah.
And like lately, it's been feeling really good the last like month.
I agree. I think it's just moving's a bitch.
That's why you got to do it with the right person.
Doesn't help, too, that the weather has been the worst ever in L.A. in over 3,000 years. What was your favorite school subject growing up?
Gym.
Nice. I would say the same. Actually.
Yeah, it was great. I made the record, pull-up record at my elementary school.
The way you said that.
I got like a whole banner. It's up in the gym at my elementary school.
Now I know why English wasn't your favorite.
That was my second favorite.
I got record. I got my favorite class, gym. I got record. Pull up. Bah. How many did you do?
17.
Damn.
And my parents got a pull-up bar and they installed it in my kitchen doorway growing up, and they would make me practice pull-ups because I was so good at it.
Navy parents. So
Navy
you
parents.
had to clean the fucking house and then pull ups. Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's crazy.
I mean, 17. Usually with girls in class, they would just do how long you could hold for.
No way.
Yeah, that was the girl version of pull-ups,
That's
which was
like-
really hard to do as well.
I feel like that's harder.
I mean, I don't know. This was
That because your shoulders come out of your sockets. If you like are just
No, you like
there?
you hold above
Oh,
it.
you gotta like do the pull
So if
up
you're
and then
lighter,
hold.
if you're a woman and you're lighter, you can like hold longer. That's the theory, I guess, rather than coming all the way down. I mean, 17 for a girl's insane. For a guy, that's insane.
Yeah. I mean, I was so tiny. I was very light, so it was easy for me to pull up my body weight. I think I was at an advantage there. But I also was like a super like fit kid because my parents always had us like running and stuff.
Gym was absurd because you would sweat an insane amount and in jeans and whatever, and then you don't. At least I don't remember showering after gym. So then that whole next period, you are fucking disgusting.
Ugh.
You're just sweating everything, and then you have like sometimes you'd put paper towels under your armpits.
I never did that.
Oh, well, I remember. Yeah, I think gym. I really enjoyed gym. I liked history.
Oh, I hated that. You liked it?
Yeah.
You liked to learn about history?
Mm-hmm. I
feel
was
like
very good at it.
Yeah.
I could memorize like a motherfucker. I'm like an auditory learner. I won't forget like dates once I like.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
I'm a visual learner.
English was tougher because there's more, you had to expound on things. History was just like, this happened then, and I could write pretty well like that and memorize. And I don't know, yeah. But yeah, gym was definitely number one.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there an embarrassing fashion moment in your adolescence? We've kind of talked a little bit about when you used to have purple hair, but do you remember an outfit for like a big occasion that you just fucking...
I remember an outfit on Facebook, actually. It was like when like Puma sneakers were really popular, and also there was like this weird phase. I don't know if this was just in my hometown, but like an owl necklace phase.
Oh, wow.
I had like...
Like how big was this owl?
It was like a really long chain, and then it was an owl pendant that was probably like the size of like, like a Chips Ahoy cookie. And it was like this maroon owl. And then I would wear it with like V-necks, skinny jeans, and like Puma sneakers.
So you would just have would it be outside the shirt or inside the shirt?
Outside the shirt.
So a V-neck with an outside owl.
Yeah, my mom has some wild photos.
You're from a
of me.
like small enough town too, where it's like that was only cool in your town.
It was so cool. Like, why was that cool? That's the weirdest outfit ever.
I mean, I remember hemp necklaces, like when fish was big.
Oh my God, there's literally a photo of me wearing my
Let's see it.
my owl necklace.
Oh my God, and it's so creepy. Maybe we'll post
So
it.
awkward.
I mean,
Dude,
it kind of looks like a cop badge. You know what I mean? Like you're like, and who's this guy? Oh, that's your brother.
My brother.
Look at your braces.
Oh,
Your teeth are so big for braces too. Dude, that is...
Wait, I have one more photo. It's so funny.
I mean,
and also the cardigan. Like, what was I doing?
That's embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. What about you? What's like some awkward thing growing up?
For prom, my mom insisted that I wore a white coat instead of a black coat. And then I did that for my bar mitzvah too. And looking back, it was kind of cool, but I felt insecure the whole time I was wearing it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a look.
I remember going through a lot of phases. Real baggy jeans when I listened to Rage Against the Machine, hemp necklace when I listened to Dave Matthews and Fish. Trying to think, a lot of really tight t-shirts at some point in my life, but that was closer to like 18 when I was muscular.
Do you remember that brand Volcom?
Yeah, a surfing brand.
Was it super popular where you were growing up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we had like this store and they sold like the Fox brand and Volcom, and I just remember thinking like my parents we couldn't afford it, but I just remember like wanting that stuff so bad. Look at this outfit. This is maybe my worst
I mean, what
documented
is that?
look. all the way up to the hair, like the deep side part with like the huge swoop bangs. I looked accidentally emo, but like the bottom half of that outfit does not match the top half. Like I had skater girl on bottom, and then like a floral top up above,
and the owl again,
and the fucking owl necklace. Like I thought that I was killing it. I thought I was slaying the game with that owl necklace.
Far from it.
And then my mom was like super into drawing around like in my teenage years, and she would go to these drawing classes, and she just like was equally as into owls and like knew I loved owls, and so she drew me and got like professionally framed 3 different owl
Oh my God,
photos.
yeah, they're still in the back of your car.
No, I gave them back to her.
I know.
I was like, Mom, I can't.
I grew out of this.
Well, I remember she gave them to me for Christmas. Like I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
And then I had them up in my first few apartments because it is sweet and sentimental, and I just dropped them off to like stay there until I have a home to like put them in my own basement. You know what
Until we have enough room for them. We don't have one thing on the wall here.
Just this room.
Yeah, we'd put them in. Actually, we might actually get one here. Oh my God. Well, I'll put the owl up. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, my dad loves owls. He's obsessed with them.
Does
I don't know
he
what
have
it
like
is.
a bunch of owl trinkets?
Everything. He calls himself Owl. His name's Al. Alan. Dr.
He
Al.
kind of like has that owl look about him.
Yeah, he'd love that. He'd love to hear that. He's always on the prowl.
That's great.
No more of that.
Sorry. Why do I always do that?
I don't know. What's your definition of? Oh no, was there an Okay, no, that was it. What's your definition of romance?
Ooh.
Mirror sex. After eating ravioli.
Well, I think like it's different because like now like being in a long, my initial like definition of romance is, I don't know, how I like feel loved is definitely through physical affection, like butt smacks and like kisses like hugs and like just like physically acknowledging your partner. But I recognize that the way that you show romance to me is like, I don't know, you are like super acts of service for me, and like you really like, so to me, I know that that's you being romantic to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know, that's more about love language, but that's how I feel the romance in our relationship, if that makes sense.
So romance is doing things for other people, being selfless, essentially, no matter what it is. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. That's kind of a hard question. Like,
Yeah.
Because romance is, what is the definition of romance?
That's what I'm asking you. Jesus Christ. You want to know mine?
Yeah, what's yours?
Not long-winded answers.
Your definition of romance is chill.
My definition of romance is just chill.
Just chill.
And ordering food faster.
Compromise, maybe?
A little bit, sure.
Yeah. That's kind of a lame question.
Yeah, it's not really. It's pretty open-ended. Yeah, romance. I don't feel. You know, when you get dressed up under candlelight and like soft music, like the idea of like what romance is in my brain is all of that stuff of like really taking your girl out and finding a romantic dinner and sitting. And I get that. But I don't know.
But we were never really like that. So to me, the idea of romance is maybe it's like when you're, and I'm talking about when you're in a long-term relationship, maybe it's going back to like the things you did and like the interactions you had when you first started dating, like when you're like so excited about a new person and you're trying to almost like impress them. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know, like
it could change.
The massage, like, you know, it can change, but maybe like trying to get back to that and just like seeing your partner as looking at them as like this person who like you're still dating them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like,
well, I think like we did something. We had our first viral TikTok video, And I was leaving the airport, and I wanted a coffee. It was still like 12:30. We were gonna go out to lunch, and I was like, you know what? It'd be nice. Brenna decided to come and pick me up, which was very romantic and kind of you, especially with LA traffic. And I was like, let me get her a coffee too and surprise her. And I'm bringing the coffee out, and I have 2 coffees in my hand while I'm trying to roll my bag. And I get in the car, and Brenna's laughing as she's filming me. And I realize she also got 2 coffees and bought me a coffee.
It's so sweet.
And we caught that moment of exchanging coffees. And it was like, we didn't film it more than once. It wasn't set up. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like one of these TikTok videos that is like, planned. It was one shot, and I just threw it on TikTok, not thinking anything. And now it has like 500,000 views. 100,000 likes, and people are like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Oh, coffee's my love language. And I guess it kind of makes me think, like, sometimes you forget, like, are we connected as much? And
well, I don't think that you're very like you don't really like talk about, like, I feel and this is fine because I know this is just how you are, but I always say I love you more. Like, I'm a woman also. I'm a more verbal person than you are. Like, you don't really talk about our love very much. But, like, I don't know. This has been especially recently. I just notice how much you want to be loved. Like, it's really, I don't know. Like, the way that you ask for love is very different from me. And I've definitely been more trying to be more intentional about like how you feel loved, if that makes sense. And like, just knowing, like, I'm thinking, like, I'm going out of my way for you, because you go out of your way for me all the time, way more than I do. And I'm more like verbal than you are. And like, maybe just like trying to reciprocate that, because a lot of times the way somebody shows love is how they actually want to be loved, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you telling me I look beautiful, like, really does make my day. And, things like that.
I'll say one day.
I'll try. I'll keep trying, maybe.
No, for sure. I think, that's the beauty of a relationship, when the person's attentive to the other one's needs. And they adapt. I think it's hard to be in a relationship with someone if you feel like, sometimes you feel like you might have to like spell it out. Like, no, this is exactly what I need from you. But that doesn't feel good either. And it doesn't feel like, then if the person does it, it doesn't feel authentic or real. It feels like they're just placating. But over time, though, if they understand, like, and if they're open and they want you to love you more and have you feel love, they will adapt to what you want or what you like.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
I think just like genuinely asking yourself for long-term partners, like, what can I do to make this person's day like easier or better? I think like you do that a lot for me.
You do it for me too.
Yeah. I remember your like last podcast that you did, listening to it and you telling the story. It was when I first went with you to Florida and I met your mom, and like you told the story about basically me meeting her, and like we just were hanging out with her, and I think like that I did her nails, and like you got very emotional about it, and you said, I just am realizing that that's what long-term relationships are about, and just knowing somebody's always on your side. Like, you're always going to be on my side, and that's very romantic.
Unless you say gang gang.
That's true.
And then
but for the record, I haven't said it since you told me not to, and you've said it about 4 times now. So
that's how you tricked me.
The scale is even.
That's how you tricked me.
Reverse. Uno.
Uno.
Beach.
All right, this was a great pod. Like and subscribe. I'll be in Chicago April 28th at 10 p.m. at the IO Theater doing a headlining show. And then I will be May 10th, May 11th in Florida at the Orlando Improv and the Tampa Improv. Come on out to a show. And anything else?
That's it.
Have a good week.
See ya, everybody. Have a good weekend. See you next time. Gang, gang.
No.